You're not calculating your startup burn rate correctly. You're supposed to know what your burn rate is as a startup CEO. From my experience working with startup CEOs, you either don't know your burn rate or you're not properly calculating your burn rate. The problem is not knowing how to calculate your burn rate can literally cost you your company. And I don't want that to happen to you. In today's video, I'll explain why your burn rate is so important, what your burn rate really is, what your burn rate isn't, how to calculate your burn rate, and how to use your burn rate to run your company. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. Why your burn rate is so important. There are certain numbers you need to know at all times, and one of them is your burn rate. If you don't know your burn rate, you can run out of money sooner than you expected. And on the other side, you could not hire people that are critical to your success because you thought you couldn't afford them. What is your burn rate is one of the questions that just about every investor will ask you. And investors expect you to instantly know what your burn rate is. So you can see on many levels that your burn rate is pretty important. What your burn rate isn't. The mind-blowing thing to me is too many startup CEOs think their burn rate is the amount of money that they are spending in any given period of time. And that's not it. Yes, you should absolutely know how much cash you're spending every month. However, spending is only one part of the equation. And this leads us to what your burn rate is. Your burn rate is the difference between the cash you're collecting every month and the cash you're spending every month. Notice I said cash you're collecting, not revenue. There's a difference between the two that I'll get back to in just 1 minute. The reason that cash in minus cash out is your burn rate is this gives you the clearest indication of when you're going to run out of cash. Yes, this does mean that you're going to have to forecast what your revenue is going to be going forward. And this brings us to the next thing we need to do, how to properly calculate your burn rate. Remember, the formula is cash in minus cash out. Let's start by analyzing the cash out. Your salaries are going to be the majority of your spending. So you want to know exactly what you're paying everyone. You'll also want to make sure that any given overhead associated with your employees is accounted for. For example, make sure to account for healthcare spending in the US. Then you'll want to add in rent, subscriptions, office supplies, travel expenses, advertising expenses, any money you're spending to produce your product, and anywhere else that you're spending money. Most people miss things. You don't want to miss things. And finally, you'll want to estimate your expenses going forward, especially your employees' salaries. I'll get back to this in the next section. Now you have your spending analyzed. Let's move on to the revenue side of the equation. We startup CEOs are an overly optimistic bunch. As the chairman of the board of my company, the late Barry Cox, liked to say to potential investors, startups are horrible at forecasting their revenue, and you'll find we're no different. And then everybody would laugh. Barry was right. However, this doesn't mean you shouldn't get in the habit of forecasting your future monthly revenue. Just like anything else that you do, you'll get better at forecasting with repetition. However, you'll never be perfect at forecasting revenue. And this leads us to the last thing we need to do. how to use your burn rate to run your company. It should be obvious to you that your burn rate is fluid and constantly changes with lots of moving parts. There are a few simple ways that you can use your burn rate to help you run your company. Let's go through them. The first is you want to tie your hiring plan to your revenue plan, or if you don't have revenue yet, then you want to tie your hiring plan to the progress that you're making. This leads us to the second thing you want to do. Number 2, you want to have multiple forecasts with multiple hiring plans. Okay, I know this sounds like a lot of work, but it really isn't. Yes, we know that forecasting isn't an exact science. So the way you counter that is by having a best case forecast, a nominal forecast, and most importantly, a worst case forecast. The hiring plans will be different for each plan. Obviously, you'll slow down hiring for your worst case plan and accelerate hiring for your best case plan. Then I would update these plans every month. This leads to my pro tip. Hire a fractional controller as soon as you can. Fractional means part-time. Tina filled this role for us. She was working just 1 day per week at the start. Her role grew as we grew. Tina would take the forecast and incorporate it into the 3 plans that we needed. And then Tina and I would meet every week to review our financial status and make whatever changes we deemed necessary. Finally, you want to adjust your cash input based on revenue collection and payments. Remember, I talked about cash collection at the beginning of the video. Unless you're getting your revenue in cash, then there will be a difference between your revenue number and your cash collection number. For example, you give your customers an invoice and allow them to pay you 30 days later. Then you'll have to account for that difference in your cash. This is very common and can mean there's a large difference in your cash and your revenue. Let me show you how this works. Let's say your monthly revenue last month was $50,000 and this month was $100,000, but your terms are net 30, meaning your customers don't have to pay you for 30 days. So the cash you collect this month was $50,000, not $100,000. And next month it will likely be $100,000 regardless of what your revenue is next month. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. You want to control the spending in your company. The best way you can do this is to approve all company spending. For example, don't give anyone a company credit card, and you should sign every single check. That's how you keep control of your finances. You'll find you'll be the only one in the company who truly understands the importance of saving money. Controlling the spending was one of the smartest things I did as CEO. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the video at the end of today's video. And if you haven't already, then click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.